This is an oldie but a goodie, an HP TouchSmart 610 laid up on its front. Specifically, the 610 1030F, which I've modified over the years to make it the most powerful 610 you'll ever see. Join me and I'll show you the inside. So over the years, I've upgraded lots of things, from the old hard drive to a solid state drive, from the old i3 550 processor to the i5 680, and the memory from 4 gigs to 16 gigs. Now this computer is not difficult to upgrade, but it's restricted. For example, you have to buy these kinds of memory, 1.5 volt with 8 chips on the front, and I think 8 chips on the back too. Let's pull that out and I'll show you what I mean by that. It goes up. Yep. Dual-sided 8 chips are required for this machine. Otherwise, the machine will not boot. They're basically laptop memory, so that's nothing big. And I've also replaced the CD drive too, because that is gone for. So what makes this the most powerful 610 you ever see? Let me show you. It's this, an NVMe mod. Now, what the hell do I have an NVMe mod in here for? Isn't the SATA SSD enough? No. This computer uses SATA 2 interface, which means realistically I'll get speeds of around 250 megabytes per second max, which is enough for daily use, but how about we make it a little better? So I threw in an NVMe stick of 256 gigs, specifically the Western Digital SN740 NVMe, which is right here. I just threw in a 256 gig also, since not much is required, but other than that, this helps. And I'm going to show you how this works, because this is an MXM port. These MXM ports are mainly used for graphics cards back in the day. There would be a very specific heatsink going from the CPU and angling to the core of the GPU. Now the problem is, they're very hard to find. So I just gave up on the GPU idea and threw in an NVMe. So how the hell does the NVMe work? This machine has Linux. So I put the same Linux versions on the SSD and on the NVMe. Because this computer uses legacy BIOS, there's no such thing as UEFI in this thing. It's going to boot the Linux kernel from the SSD, and then with it, it's going to transfer over to the NVMe for the rest of the loading, which I'll show you in a little bit. But yeah, this is one hell of an upgrade. The RAM was very specific. The processor was also kind of specific too, because this actually supported both first-gen architectures. One of the architectures did not have integrated graphics, so I just stuck with the ones with integrated graphics. So yeah, very cool and all. Let's go more in detail with this NVMe. Alright, so the moment of truth. I'm going to show you how the NVMe works. So let's turn the computer on. First I'm going to show you the setup, the specs, just to show you that I'm not lying. So I'll go to setup. So yes, I am running 16 gigs of PC3 8500, which converts to 1066 mega transfers a second. The processor, the i5 680, does support 1333 mega transfers, but it's BIOS locked to 1066, so screw you HP. And there's the i5 680. Alright, enough BS. Time to get to the NVMe. So it's going to boot to the SATA SSD first to load up the Linux kernel, and now it's transferring over to the NVMe. And 1, 2, we are on. Let's look at the results. Okay, and we are on the desktop now, and here are the results from our NVMe test. So SATA 2 mod, the SATA 2 interface was using around 240 read, 220 write. This shows 811 read, 667 write, and there's the NVMe down there. Now, that's more PCIe 1 speed. The processor supports PCIe 2 speed, but after I looked further into the BIOS ROM, if the MX7 device is not a GPU, it lowers it to PCIe 1. What the hell, HP? Takes away the fun of the mod. But yeah, so it is an improvement over SATA 2. We can consider this maybe like a supercharged SATA 3 system, we'll say. And that is, yes, that is my root directory for proof. So yeah, pretty cool, huh? So yeah, that was the NVMe mod that I did. And it runs actually very cool on temperatures. The highest I ever gotten on that thing was 39 degrees Celsius. Could just be because of PCIe 1. But other than that, hell, it's worth of an upgrade. It's almost 4 times faster combined. If it was using PCIe 2, those speeds you saw would be doubled. So maybe 1600 read and around 1200 write. But because of BIOS restrictions on this thing, and there's tons of them on this machine, we get what we get. So yeah, just shows that HP is not fun. Other than that, this is the world's most powerful TouchSmart 610.